I'm Percy Dovetonsils. On this date in 1582, Pope Gregory XIII ordered the next day to be October 15th, instead of the 5th. That means October 5th through the 14th never happened that year. Imagine, 10 days in October that never existed. Some MLB teams call that the World Series. In 1648, America's very first all-volunteer fire department was formed. No word on when they held their first pancake breakfast. No one volunteered, but at least the department was formed. Of course, being a first-time venture, they had to get some of the bugs worked out. For example, some volunteers had to be informed that their job was to put out fires, not start them. While they were all willing to fight fires, the tough part was rounding up 12 guys who would look good on a calendar. It was on this date in 1777, during the Revolutionary War, that General George Washington's troops launched an assault on the British at Germantown, Pennsylvania. You don't have to be a general to realize Oktoberfest in Germantown is a good time to attack. In 1895, the first U.S. Open golf tournament was held at the Newport Country Club in Rhode Island. Before that, it was known as the U.S. Closed Golf Tournament. It was largely a success, except for a few catty comments. Our country's 19th president, Rutherford B. Hayes, was born on this date back in 1822. It's a shame he wasn't a great president so that we could have had another 3-day weekend around now. On this date, in 1931, the Dick Tracy comic strip debuted. He was the first detective with an Apple Watch. It was about a detective that had a phone he could wear on his wrist, like that would ever happen. Of course, that paved the way for someone with an electronic device on their wrist to take calls in a movie theater. Eventually, he had a very cool wrist texter. In 1957, Leave It to Beaver debuts on CBS TV. Something was always wrong with the Beaver, at least 234 episodes worth. For the record, Beaver never did get around to doing it. On this date in 1957, the space age began when the Soviet Union launched the first man-made satellite, Sputnik, which not many people realize is Kentup spelled backwards. Either way, it doesn't make sense. In 1983, the thrust-jet car set a land record of 633 miles per hour. And they needed to be on time for the opening kickoff. Or, they still needed to arrive on time for the school recital and miss little Tommy's dance number. It's National Taco Day, National Golf Day, Cinnamon Roll Day, National Vodka Day and 10 to 4 Day, because of the date. Dakota Johnson is 34 today. Only 16 more shades of gray to go. I never heard if she named for North Dakota or South Dakota. Melissa Benoist turns 35 today. She went from Glee to Supergirl faster than a speeding bullet. Alicia Silverstone turns 47 today. She was in Clueless and eventually played Batgirl in Batman and Robin. Like the Kardashians, her early success was due to being clueless. Liev Schreiber, Ray Donovan, turns 56 today. Of course, because it's the time of year that Liev's turn. He's a good bad guy. Or is it a bad, good guy? I am trying to remember. Susan Sarandon turns 77 today. So many Rocky Horror Picture shows ago. 48 years ago, to be exact. She was half of the team of Thelma and Louise. If you have yet to hear about them, all you need to know is never carpool with them. And finally, my wife says I'm immature. I told her to get out of my fort. With exciting facts to clutter your mind, I'm Percy Dovetonsils, for KDAZ, Digital Broadcasting. And thanks for listening.